After that strong 2-0 win at home in the Carabao Cup against Brighton and Hove Albion on Wednesday, Arsenal is back to Premier League action as the boys travel to Burnley this Saturday. A win in this game will further extend the Gunners' unbeaten run to 12 games. The last time the boys lost a game was against Liverpool, far back in August. Since then, Arsenal have won 10 games and recorded only one draw, which was against Man City, a match that saw City go defensive just to steal a draw. Arsenal has won all its games in October, conceding no goal at all. Yet even in that success, manager Mikel Arteta in his press conference has warned that it is too early to celebrate because the season is still young and anything can happen. Before we go deeper, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, and tell us the country where you're watching from. Thank you. Now, let's get into the details. As the boys train in preparation for the game against Burnley, Arsenal's defensive record has become a key talking point both online and offline. The last time the Gunners conceded a goal was against Newcastle on September 28th. Since then, they have played 6 games without Raya conceding a goal. That's unbelievable. What this means is that opponents are struggling just to register a shot on target against Arsenal. In fact, statistically, the numbers underline just how difficult they are to break down. They have conceded only 3 goals in 9 Premier League matches so far this season. That equates to an average of just 0.38 goals conceded per match, one of the best defensive outputs in the league. Arsenal is also the first English side to play 6 games in a whole month without conceding a goal. The boys have also allowed only 34 shots on target across the season so far, the fewest in the league. Their defensive solidity opens up a record-chasing opportunity. The famous mark of 15 goals conceded for a season by Chelsea in 2004 to 2005 is widely referenced, and there is a very real sense that Arteta's side are quietly positioning themselves to challenge that mark. The fewer the goals you concede, the more margin you have for error elsewhere. They face the fewest shots on target in the league so far, showcasing both a strong defensive structure and proactive pressing that stops danger early. When asked about critics who suggest Arsenal's reliance on set pieces might be unsustainable, Arteta responded with characteristic calm. "I'm not worried about what's being said in the media. I simply want my team to win." In other words, the method matters less than the outcome. If Arsenal keep winning and keep conceding less, it doesn't matter how the goals come or how the clean sheets are achieved. The run of results has built confidence, but as much as you hear about the defense, there's also the attacking side of the story. Arsenal have scored 16 goals in 9 matches this season. So the boys are not simply tight, they are also threatening. That duality, defensive resilience plus attacking promise, is what makes this run particularly interesting. Speaking in his latest press conference, Arteta offered substantive updates on key players ahead of the Burnley trip. Defender William Saliba didn't play against Brighton because he had a knock against Palace, but Arteta said he will be fit for Burnley. In addition, Ricardo Calafiori was an unused substitute at Brighton and now is expected to start. Midfielder Martin Zubimendi, who didn't play against Brighton, is also expected to feature in this game. Attackers Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz have joined training and their returns are welcome, but Arteta stressed they are not yet fully match fit. The skipper, Martin Degaard, still remains unavailable, another reminder that despite the strong form, the squad is not yet at full strength. Arteta emphasized that while the recent return of players lifts the mood, he will not take any risks on players who are not 100%. His words, "We have a very strong environment, and we just all go towards that direction." That direction? Consistency. Depth matters when you're pushing on multiple fronts: League, Cup, and Europe. Having fit players returning means that the upcoming weeks are a chance for Arsenal to build a real challenge. Not just a good run, but sustained performance across all competitions. When you look at Burnley FC, you might be tempted to see a gimme fixture for Arsenal. On paper, yes, Arsenal have the individual quality, the momentum, and the league advantage. However, football is never just paper. Burnley is a team capable of causing trouble when you assume control too early. They defend compactly, fight for every second ball, and will look to exploit any momentary loss of concentration from Arsenal. Arteta acknowledged the danger. There is no need to drop players, as Burnley should not be underrated. That comes from respect, yes, but also a reminder to his players. This is a game where complacency costs. Burnley, like many promoted teams or smaller Premier League clubs, will have little to fear and everything to gain. They can be dangerous on counters. They'll probe and look for moments. For Arsenal, it means the focus cannot drop. If Arsenal treat this as a routine fixture, the risk is clear. A scare, maybe a goal conceded, maybe the clean sheet streak ends, and with it some of the psychological advantage built by the impressive defensive numbers. So for Arsenal, this is about guarding the narrative and applying the same focus as they would for a blockbuster. Several tactical threads will define this game. The first one is transitions and counter-pressing. Arsenal need to ensure that when Burnley win the ball, they don't get caught out. The fewer shots they allow, the better their record holds. With Burnley likely to defend deep and try to spring forward, Arsenal must be careful in transition. Losing the ball high up without recovery structure could allow problems. The unit that has allowed only 34 shots on target all season will want to keep that low figure going. The second one is the use of fullbacks and inverted roles. With Zubimendi likely in the midfield mix, the shape might shift slightly. Arsenal must exploit wide areas carefully, especially against a side defending deep. Fullbacks will need to offer width but also be ready for defensive tracking. Burnley will try to squeeze inside and force Arsenal wide. Arsenal must avoid being stretched in those scenarios. The balance between attack and defense is subtle. You want to press, dominate possession, but you cannot leave yourself open to the kind of quick counters that a team like Burnley specialize in. Another issue is set-piece efficiency. Given Arsenal's excellent defensive stats, set pieces both offensively and defensively remain crucial. Defensively, keeping bodies alive, eliminating second ball chances, minimizing corners will help maintain the low concession rate. Offensively, Arsenal's threat from set pieces is improving and can provide the kind of incremental advantage that defines tight matches. When you face a team with less possession and more defending, set pieces become an even bigger weapon. Arsenal need to maintain the winning momentum. The psychological edge from recent wins must be converted into focus for this match. Dominating a mid-table opponent like Burnley requires as much discipline as beating the top teams. It's easy to fade, lose intensity, assume the result is assured. Arteta's repeated comments about the season being young, about anything can happen, are part of instilling that discipline. Arsenal must set the tone early, get a goal early, if possible, keep denying their opponent, and gradually wear them down. If the Gunners allow Burnley to stay in it, the pressure can shift. Beyond just the tactical, this match underlines a bigger point for Arsenal this season, building an identity of consistency. Good teams win week in, week out, regardless of opponent. That means not just when you're at your best, but when you're slightly off. Maintaining that level requires contributions from the likes of Saliba, Calafiori, Zubimendi, Rice, and the returning attackers, even when they are not fully fit. Depth is being tested, and this is an example. A win in this fixture will keep the unbeaten run alive and the clean sheet streak going. It boosts confidence, sets a tone for the month ahead, and builds belief that Arsenal are not just on a run, but in a sustained challenge. For the fans, it's the reassurance that the team is in control. For the players, it's the reinforcement of the standards set by Arteta. A slip, especially when headline players are returning and expectations are high, would raise questions about Arsenal's depth and consistency. It wouldn't necessarily derail their season, but it would highlight vulnerabilities. Failing to dominate a team like Burnley invites criticism. In his press conference, Arteta stressed, "We are still at the beginning stage of the league, and one thing I have learned over the years is that anything can happen." That caution underlines that even a club in form must guard against complacency. For Arsenal, this match also offers a chance to prove something, that they aren't just riding a wave of form, but building something more robust. They aren't just good when everything clicks, they are resilient when things don't. Playing a team that may not dominate possession, but will make it difficult allows Arsenal to show the latter. For Burnley, it's the chance to upset the narrative, to claim a big scalp. And those are the moments for which Arsenal need to be ready. Arsenal's form this season is impressive, but the reminder from Arteta is timely. Success isn't just about good weeks, it's about long runs of good weeks. Against Burnley, Arsenal will need to dominate. Close down threats early. Stay compact. Keep the crowd engaged. Do not allow the opponent to feel they have a chance. That latter point is crucial. Once Burnley find belief, the dynamic changes, the stress increases, space opens up. Arsenal will need to calm the game down. Burnley may seem like a fixture of comfort on paper, but this club's push for trophies and standards means no match is comfortable. Arsenal must bring their best. The context, unbeaten, defensive record, strong momentum, can easily lead to a false sense of security. Arteta will know that better than most. What do you think, Gunners? What will be the scoreline at the end of this game? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more Arsenal build-ups, training clips, reactions, and all the latest updates. Thank you for watching. Up Gunners!